phase one.
If we can get it before, then I think we have a
But
problem.
what the mayor's point was, and I think it's a good point, and that is, for the sake of home sales or a lot of sales that occur during the summertime, it would be good if at least some parts of this could be up and running sooner than later.
Oh, yeah, we're behind.
Well, we did the ordinance in office of PUD, which is what I need to have, even if we can get that going, to say that we can establish that, and then the details of the agreement we can work on and have it done.
What's the status then of the plat then for that first section?
Plat.
It's already platted,
Yeah.
and utilities.
The only stuff that's missing is our.
Utilities. Right here.
Okay.
And we'll have to figure out, see, we did it, see? We did it.
Yeah, parcel G is platted.
Went to which
It
one?
has all the water and sewer
Okay.
lines. Half of it,
Half of the power.
it's got power, the other half
All
is.
fix it now. So that's, basically that is administrated under the existing code, whatever, this is handled by whatever is in place today, not by the developer.
Which one's that? That's,
No, no.
oh, okay, back over here
That's
at
right.
Legends.
Legends.
Okay.
That's 67.
And by the way, in Gonzales, the zoning we have.
You adopted their zoning?
No, we have C2 in Gonzales, C2 is commercial, everything, below industrial. And all the higher level includes all the lower levels. So C2 includes, which is heavy commercial, includes
Pyramid
C1,
zone.
which is light commercial, which includes multifamily, which includes R2, which is, light, dense development, residential, and R1, which is light development. So despite the fact that we already had C2 for the whole piece of land, we restricted ourselves by, for example, under the existing C2 rule, we could have built 5-story multifamily. We restricted ourselves to 3-story. Just because, first of all, we thought it wasn't realistic to build 5 stories in Gonzales. And secondly, I think, for the picture also of if you do, such high rises and then you have all the rest of the houses are 1 story, 2 stories, those terrible. So we were willing to kind of, despite the fact that we had a better zoning, to restrict ourselves. So that's why I think even, even if most of what I propose in the building code or in the building matrix, may or may not be in the code, we just said, okay, we're okay with the city council, we're okay with those lot sizes and those setbacks. And then when you want to, for the future, if you want to change the code and say, okay, are we going to allow the same density and the same products all over the city? That is a political decision you have to make. That's not something that's anything to do with me. So that's your political, a policy decision, what do you want to have in the future. But right now, I think we're talking about just this for 60 acres, and I think you can limit yourself now to just considering what do you want to allow here.
One last question for me, and that is, what involvement, if any, have you had or do you plan to have with the existing owners?
Oh, but they're going to be heavily involved because they're, on the golf course.
I think he needs more residents out there.
You mean the old?
I'm talking the residents.
Oh, yeah, well, they'll be part of the whole development because they have to be, look at it positively and we have to involve them for future construction activities because this is going to be, construction site for the next 10 years. So, we'll have to get them on our side.
Can they actually appeal that?
Well, they've got 200 homes under our present scheme. So they're all going to be entitled to reject the zoning if they don't like it. Well, it's his problem, but it's our problem too.
Well, we have to have a public hearing on this agreement, correct? And so we will definitely make sure, that those people are properly notified and reference to that.
Yeah, I think you have to send out notes because they're all within the.
I don't anticipate it being a great
No.
problem. But
You
they
have
have
to
to be
do.
sucked in and pulled in from the get-go so that they can't sit back and say, we didn't know, or we don't know what's going on, or, you pull it.
Fast one. No, you have by law, I think you have to.
No, I know, but all of these.
Yeah, no, I'm aware of that, that we have, 80, 90 homeowners already that showing up or maybe not showing
What's that? Yeah.
You know, the one home that you picked there with the 3 sides, 4 sides, like white, yellow? You know, that sewer line there is about 3 feet higher than the house is. And it's got a lift station in the front yard. So the lift,
Decoration.
huh?
It's decoration.
It's not decoration. That lift station is a problem. Because those small lift stations are not reliable. Not technically reliable.
There are more lots that don't have to live, to have a lift station too. Some more.
So, I mean, and the point I'm making is when they put the house in, the house was put in before the sewer line was put in, and so they weren't synced.
Back to your, which we use the ordinances, that's why we have to make sure that we type it up.
But
That's more of a planning requirement than a design.
I know, yeah, the home built is built by it, you know, and it's, I can't really figure out why they did it the way they did it. I mean, usually you put the sewer deep enough, so it always drains, you know, or you require the houses to be, you know, off curb.
Well, if you look at the concrete underneath, they've got enough concrete for those 3 houses there for about 30.
Sure. Well, I mean, it's a slope, so I mean, you can do 2 things.
They
You
could
can
have
either,
a sewer line on the other side.
They could run the other,
but, you know, they
run
didn't.
behind the houses and run it
Yeah, I
down.
did.
Behind the sewer line by the creek. It'd be a lot cheaper.
We'll put that on the agenda.
Well, they would have, you know, the interior ones still would have need a sewer.
But no,
They would have probably to have.
some of the lots,
Sewer
gravity
somewhere.
flow already, and some don't. In other words, they have the lift stations.
I think the solution would have been to lower the sewer in the road deeper than it is.
You come right behind the homes, in between the homes and the golf course and
But
run.
then you have to have 2. You have one in the street for the interior lots and one in the back.
But they both go to the same place.
Yeah, but still, you have to build 2 sewer lines instead of 1. And I think the solution would have been to just go deeper.
Deep.
So you can lower the houses and they still drain into the sewer line.
Sewer line's not on the street.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I just see the
You'd
solution.
have to
with
dig up the
lift
street.
Oh, yeah, you can't do it now. He's just saying it would have been a better design before.
No, and if you design it right at the beginning, and you take into account the topo, you just go deeper at the top. To, you know, because when you have a lot that kind of drops fast, and you kind of define the level, of, you know, the ground floor, then you can tell how deep the sewer line has to be. And I think they didn't just look at that. Maybe it was the way, it was the way you said, you know, the house is built for the sewer
I'm
line.
sorry, but we're gonna have lots of questions and you guys wanna go home. So,
Okay.
we're gonna table the 3
Make a motion to
annexation
table
plan.
the 3-year annexation plan and put it on the next meeting. Have you seconded it?
I second.
Wake up.
With that, the
The
meeting
motion
is
to
adjourned
adjourn.
at 8 p.m. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, okay.
That's the only time.
Come on down.
Chris? Come back on.
Hey, old man. Nice presentation.